to our culture. So out of the 10 emails I send in a month to all of you, 9 of them are related to culture, different parts of it. We deliberately talk about culture a lot because everything that we want, all the expectations we have, all the numbers we look at, all those results we share on a daily basis are emerging properties of culture. So if we, all of us, share the same values at the same level and truly exercise them at necessary levels, results will manifest the implementation of these values. Does that make sense? We talk about it a lot. And we are very deliberate in building a culture that we want. Every organization has a culture. They may not even talk about it. They may not even know it. But every organization, like every country, has a culture. We have our own. I'm not saying our culture is the best. I'm not even saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's ours. Anyone who comes here and wants to become successful, they need to embrace our values. And again, I'm not saying these are great values, but they're ours. Right? So it's important to understand these values, make sure we live them, we behave them, we share them, and we make it a part of everything that we do. So we have lots of components to our culture, lots. But I want to focus on just a few today. Humility. So this is one of, I would say, the most misunderstood values. Jim, do you agree? Yeah. Because, what humble means to most people is, being a little timid and, people associate more social and behavioral activities to humility. But when we talk about humility, we talk about making ourselves vulnerable. Accepting the fact that we don't know it all. Accepting the fact that we have a lot to learn. Because what's the opposite of humility? Arrogance. And arrogance, I can tell you, is the biggest curse that there is. And there is no place for it here. Right? Humility allows you to become vulnerable, and vulnerability allows you the opportunity to learn. If you're not vulnerable, you will not be open to the possibility of what could be. You have to open yourself up to learn. If you're not learning every day something, you are falling behind. I have to tell you, it is my greatest fear every day that I don't know enough. And I have to learn something from somebody every day. That's why I read obsessively. Because I always think there is so much I don't know. And the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. Right? Because you know what you know, but you don't know what you don't know. And the more you learn, you're thinking, oh my God, there's so much I still don't know. But if you're not humble, you will not accept the fact that there's so much knowledge you need to have. So you have to continue to push yourself to learn from the people around you. I'm not just talking about content. I'm talking about behavior. I'm talking about management skills. I'm talking about people skills. I'm talking about execution skills. These are all learned behaviors. And humility also allows you to grow. Because if you're not humble, you think you've arrived. You're thinking, look at the greatness before you. What is it you cannot see? Again, look at a lot of organizations out there. The ones that continue to grow have leadership that are very humble. How many of you have heard of a company called Amazon? They have a CEO called Jeff Bezos. You've heard of the name? So this guy is arguably one of the most innovative leaders in the world today. He improves every day. Everything I see from him is grounded in daily growth. He started Amazon as an online bookseller. Bookselling is not even part of their core business now. So having the ability to reinvent yourself is a part of that growth. But you will never be able to do that if you don't accept the fact that you need to learn every day. And that comes from humility. Do you understand how we use the term humility here? Does that make sense, Jim? Have I articulated? You know, Jim is our ambassador of culture at IEC. So he's the one who knows all this stuff better than anybody else. But humility allows you to grow. Arrogance forces you to think you're better than everybody else, even when you're not. It blinds you. It puts that blindfold on, and you always think, oh, well, I am almost excellent. How come I'm number 11? Well, but if you exercise humility, you're thinking, let me go call these people who are ahead of me. Let me ask them what they do every day, so you can learn from them. Let me go sit with different people. When you're humble, avenues open, windows open. When you're arrogant, you look for excuses.